The opening night of the National Fastball 45 finals, and teams batting second broke the trend and won. The Hellswall Hornets triumphed 6-5 on the back of a Michaela Werehiko bases clearing triple. In the men's section, the Central Bolts, down to their last strike, delivered a walk-off hit courtesy of Toby Bourgeois. The only time they'd led all night, they won 6-5. Tonight, we're back into it. North versus Central in the finals of Fastball 45, live on Sky Sport.
It is time to bring it live from ELE Stadium on Auckland's North Shore. Welcome to night 2 of the National Fastball 45 League Finals here on Sky. There is a nice breeze brushing what is officially known as Freeman Field, and we are good to go. Stephen McIver, Hall of Famer, Jackie Smith is back. I tell you what, tonight, if it's as good as last night, we are in for a special.
Yeah, absolutely. Like tonight, they have to bring it, especially the Waves, because we know that for them tonight, it's do or die.
Yeah, the Waves got the 1 point. They got within 2 points of the team that beat them last night, which was the Hellswall Hornets, but they got to get a win, otherwise it's done and dusted. And it's a big hitting Raiders team.
Yeah, it is. And what I like about the Raiders team from the Hutt Valley is that they hit from 1 to 9. So all the way through their batting order, they're going to be tough. So that's going to mean that Gretchen is really going to come out and not only have to contain the top half of the hitting order, the whole hitting lineup.
Yeah, Gretchen O'Coin, Logan Moreland not delivering from the batter's box last night. And Amy Begg from the Hornets said as soon as she struck out Moreland, top of the first, they knew they were going to win. Can Siobhan Landeros for the Raiders do the same?
Yeah, well, she's going to need to. I mean, you know, we know that the Waves are also a good hitting side, but if you can get through their top hitters, which we know are Logan and also Gretchen O'Coin, and they've got other top hitters as well, but if you can actually contain them, I think they might be in for a win.
It is on, so let's just remind you of the schedule tonight. A little bit later on, the men will play. This is another good one too. You've got the Thunder. They 26 hits last week. 26 runs last week of about 12 hits against the Bolts, who came from behind. And then, of course, you have the women, and that's the one we're coming up to shortly. It will be the Waves up against the Raiders, and the Raiders, they can hit as well. Oh, they bat 1 through 9, don't they? Easy.
Yeah, they do as well. But I think in the Raiders team, what you've got is you've got youth, so a lot of girls that also play in the junior White Sox as well as the White Sox. I think Gretchen's going to really have to bring her game tonight.
You cannot have 2 bad games in a row. You're about to find out. It's night number 2 of the National Fastball 45 League Final, so let's play ball, Chopper.
Let's play ball indeed. Kia ora, hello, no mai and hara mai. Welcome to ELE Sports Stadium here at Rosedale Ballpark in the city of Sales in good old New Zealand. You're watching a presentation of Soccer New Zealand's 2020 Fastball 45 National League Finals on the home of sport, Sky Sport. We'd also like to welcome our international viewers. Let's look at the offensive lineup for the Kotuku Raiders. It'll be the sisters, Caitlin and Michaela Lewin, will hit 1 and 2. Lara Andrews and Pella Potter, they're the meat, the powerhouse in the lineup. Ashley Johnson, the catcher, to Vitae, and then Siobhan Landros, the pitcher, will hit for herself in the 7th spot. Hehut Hawaho and Yvonne Burgess rounds out the batting order for the Raiders. Defensively now for the winner of the Northern or Auckland Region Conference, that is the West Waves. Cheyenne Young, Crystal Huayani and Tanisha Hokamo left to right in the outfield. Hot corner is Rebecca Bromhead. Logan Moreland, watch out for her at shortstop, a simply amazing athlete. Gerby's Noah on the right side of the infield. Ashley Scott and Gretchen O'Coin will get the start on the hill. Our officials for this one will be Matt Snedden at first base, Simon Lindsay at second, Lance Type at third, and calling the balls and strikes behind the dish is Heidi Leithart.
Let's play Fastball.
It's been an amazing 4 weeks of Fastball 45 competition up and down the country here. We're at the league finals now, and it's been simply outstanding. As we're just about to get underway here, O'Coin is all warmed up on the hill, ready to rock and roll, and of course it'll be Caitlin Lewin that'll be facing here first. Lewin's steady, ready in the box. Strap yourselves in, Fastball 45. First pitch comes down, bounces off the leg guard of the catcher, Scott. And the number 9 hitter, Yvonne Burgess, starts at first base. She'll be at second there. Not a better time to bring in Hall of Famer, Sky Sports White Sox representative, here. Jackie Smith. Jackie, welcome to the booth.
Hey Chopper, nice to be here. Really excited about tonight's game, and as you can see there, already straight off the bat, a little pass ball by the catcher, and Yvonne was actually able to get down to second. She looked like she got off to a good jump as well.
That's it, trying to take every advantage as that ball comes down. Jackie, the West Waves played last night against the Southern Conference winners, the Hornets, going down in a tough loss, 5-6. This one goes foul. What does that mean for the West Waves tonight?
Yeah, so the West Waves are really going to need to win this game. This is a do or die for them. They can't afford to drop this game, otherwise they'll be out. So from last night's game, what I'm thinking is that Gretchen's really going to need to make sure that she's keeping the ball nice and tight on her hitters and trying to really contain these top hitters of Raiders. And there you go, she's just shown that's a good start for her, striking out one of their top hitters, Caitlin Lewin.
Well, Gretchen O'Coin getting the best start possible then. Young spark plug. Caitlin Lewin gets a swing through on the change-up. So one down here in the top of the first innings. Michaela Lewin, centre fielder for the Kortuku Raiders. She'll step in. Shows bunt, pulls it back as it comes through the zone.
And the Waves are playing a tight, short game here, so they're expecting Michaela to bunt. And we can see the third baseman's actually thought, well, we're actually going to come up nice and close, and if they drop that ball down, we're going to crash and pick it up and just get the out.
Well, it's great to have you along here for the Fastball 45 finals weekend. It's been a simply outstanding first 3 weeks before this, Jackie. Your impression on Fastball 45 compared to the traditional game?
Oh, look, I think it's a fantastic
this one on
format.
the hands. O'Coin will take the catch, 2 out there. We'll bring up Lara Andrews next. She's hitting well in the tournament, 750, but you're saying the difference between the Fastball 45 and the conventional game?
Yeah, so it's a lot shorter and condensed game, and what's so great about it, and I've played traditional softball for quite some time, is we've taken all the exciting and dynamic parts of softball and we've condensed it right into Fastball 45. So it gives people an opportunity to see all the great plays and excitement of softball in like 45 minutes.
Can't be better than only 4 innings as Fastball 45. As you mentioned, 45 minutes. One down the hands, goes to Bromhead to third base, caught in the glove, but she gets it out and over in time. That'll retire the Kortuku Raiders. They'll leave one stranded at second base, unable to convert here in the top of the first.
And that's a really good start. They'll be happy with that. Look, and it looked like to me that Gretchen's plan there was to catch them in their timing. So she threw a lot of change-ups in that first turn at bat. But look, they only got down to second base on that pass ball, and she was able to contain the other hitters that came up. That's a really good start for the Waves.
Real good start. Let's see what the Waves can do offensively. Logan Moreland, Gretchen O'Coin, Rebecca Bromhead, 1, 2, 3. Then missing in last night's lineup was Krista Rawani hitting clean up today. She'll make a big impact. Hokamu, Scott, Noah Fogel, and Gerbies rounds out the batting order for the girls here from Auckland. Yvonne Burgess, Michaela Lewin, and Huaho left to right in the outfield. Lara Andrews, the White Sox captains in the hot corner, third base. Caitlin Lewin, Ashley Johnson up the middle. Palace Potter, the slugger at first base. Davite behind the dish, but Siobhan Landris, the starting pitcher here for the Hutt Valley Kortuku Raiders.
Yeah, and this is going to be a big ask of her. First batter up is Logan Moreland, and we all know what she's capable of. And look, Amy Begg was able to contain her last night. Let's see what she does tonight.
Not your usual stat line for Moreland last night. That's right, didn't get on base in her 2 at-bats, but she comes into this match with the 500 batting averages and 2 home runs to her name, so she is explosive. There's that explosive swing right there, isn't it?
Yeah, and it just looks like to me that maybe she needs to just ease up a little bit. We saw that again as well last night. She was almost over swinging. She's ahead of these pitchers, and she can just get her timing right and get it back to ball. like that.
Over the hand, Johnson will have to go to first base. Gerby's the runner that already passed her. So the Waves do get a runner in scoring position. Morgan doesn't make it on board again.
Yeah, but she moved the ball, and that's what her job is to move that runner from first down to second. So she did what she needed to do. She didn't have to do any more. Runner down in now scoring position.
Aggressive on the first pitch as it fouls back from Gretchen O'Coin. So you see a replay here, Jackie, of that last out.
Yeah, and hit to the right side of the field. Just exactly what she was supposed to do with that inside pitch.
Gretchen O'Coin, one of the hottest hitters in the competition, 750. Down low. Fastball 45 for those just viewing for the first time. We'll start with runners on base every innings. So runner at first in the first innings. That's Gerbies, who's been moved over to second now. She'd be number 9 in the order. That's how she starts. Slow swoller. And a nice play by Lara Andrews. Tough one on that, comes slow to you. Looks hard off the bat, but came slow.
Yeah, it did. So she looked like to me that she just got that on the end of her bat. So wasn't able to hit it solidly. But, you know, Raiders will be wanting the ball to be hit to Lara, probably one of their key infielders.
Jackie, at the top of the shop, you and Stephen talk about so many international representatives on both of these squads. Rebecca Bromhead, one of those, a long-time White Sox member.
Yeah, very experienced, and I'd say probably mature as well, and good team player. So really able to...
Hard up the middle, and it gets under the glove for Johnson, and the Waves will come in for their first run of the ball game, an errant throw, and Bromhead will take advantage. She'll go down to second.
And there you go, Chopper, who's showing how she can hit the ball solidly. If you give her that pitch, she'll make sure that she's ready for it and hit the ball solidly up centre field, scoring that run from second.
International superstars Bromhead handed over now to Krista Hawani, mainstay in the outfield for the White Sox team. Stands in steady. Hawani was missing from the starting lineup last night, had a prior engagement she couldn't get out of.
So just checking out this replay ball hit to the outfield, just making sure that the runner is hitting all the bases as they run around the base. It's really important that they make sure they touch all the bases.
You talked about some of the differences between the conventional game and Fastball 45. It's the fast aspect of it. Things happen so quick. There's no time for a breath for the batter or the pitcher or the fielders, is there?
No, it's moving very quickly, that's right. And also what happens in Fastball 45 is we have less, the count is also different, right? So we have only 3 balls and 2 strikes as opposed to 4 balls and 2 strikes. So it's also putting a lot more pressure on the pitcher to ensure that they're not getting behind on their hitters.
And Hawani is patient. She does get 3 balls and she does get the walk. Well done, Jackie. I got a chance to catch up with the pitcher here, Siobhan Landros, before the match. Asked her how she was feeling. Guess what?
How was she feeling? Oh, yeah.
Just got those nerves, but she says that's a good thing because it obviously means something.
Yeah, well, I think because I actually had the same conversation with their coach, Melissa Upu, and she was saying that the girls were feeling a little nervous, and she was herself. But I think that also comes down to the fact that it's a different style of game. Many of the players are actually, even though, you know, we've had it.
Hard hit ball here from Okamo is trouble!
Oh, it's over.
It is out of the yard! What a shot from Tanisha Hokamo. She just took that drop ball, dispatched it over the left field at no time as the girls will gather at home plate. It's a 3-run shot.
Here we go. She gets hold of that inside pitch. Yep. Right on the meat of the bat and just sends that over left field fence. She really hit that well, driving it out. And look, that's what you're going to get, and that's what you're dealing with the top of the order of the Waves team. You've really got experienced hitting in that order there.
Okamo did not waste any time there. First pitch just dispatches it. And I mean, she just belted it out of here in no time. Wow, what a pickup player. Remember, Hokamo is a replacement for one of the injured West Waves.
Yeah, well, they'll be happy with that, won't they?
Might have made the right choice.
Yeah.
Just maybe. Ashley Scott now the starting catcher for the West Waves. Got to say, this batting lineup from the West Waves, they are simply outstanding, aren't they, Jackie? We're down to the number, we're all the way down to the number 6 hitter, and she's still got a 500 batting average.
Yeah. Well, we know that Ashley was also part of the NZ 18 that was in the series here at ELE Stadium in the Labour weekend, and so she's certainly someone that's capable of hitting consistently as well. So that's, that's a good lineup as well, up to number 6.
Still got their first baseman and DH to come. This one's on the hands, it's up, but Burgess will be right underneath it, and the Raiders are happy to get out of this one. A tough first innings, 4 runs come in. The big shot obviously coming from Hokamu's bat.
Yeah, look, they'll be really happy with that start. I mean, who wouldn't be when you score runs like that, and really to get on top of the Raiders team as well.
Jackie, we're talking about some of the differences between the conventional game. Let's look at some of the rules now. 45 minutes, 3 balls is a walk, 3 strikes, that's normal. But a runner starting on base every inning. So this innings to be a runner on 1 and 2. Third innings, loaded bases. And then, of course, the last runner on 4. Fourth innings is the runner on first. Double play ends an innings.
Yeah. And we saw that last night in the men's game, that they had a couple of double plays to end innings, and what it actually does is it speeds up the game as well, right? So then you're actually getting out and you're getting more time to bat, but it's just again exposing all the exciting parts of softball, which is what we want to see.
Well, exciting indeed. Top of the second innings, already 4 runs have come in this match. That's Fastball 45. It's not your conventional 1-0 ball game, pitcher's duel. It's all about excitement, it's all about action, and it's all about the runs. The White Sox slugger and first basewoman for the Kortuku Raiders, that is Palace Potter. It's been outstanding through the complete series, 500 batting average, so she's doing her job.
Yeah, and she really is a long ball hitter. That's what she is. She has a lot of power and experience in the batter's box. And she's picking up a walk, so there's good discipline in the batter's box as well. She's not going to swing at anything that's not in the zone, and picks herself up a walk. So now we've got 3 runners on base and none down. Good place to be in.
Gretchen O'Coin, maybe not at her best stuff last night against the Hornets. One of the things she was talking about was having better balance on the mound and winning each inning. So limit the walks has got to be a key here. Big walk to Potter. Ashley Johnson now. Maybe miscommunication on the signals here. The runner at third base is going for a squeeze. Managed to adjust and come back, Jackie.
We've seen that happen, though, a few times. Unfortunately, if you miss that signal and that runner knows that they're off. So she did really well to actually freeze and get back and not get caught out.
One of the big plays in Fastball 45 is the squeeze play with a runner at 3. If it's a bunt and run situation, if they score, Jackie, what happens?
Yeah, so if they score on a squeeze play, the offensive team will actually get 2 runs if they score that run. So they must turn and bunt the ball, and the runner comes home like this.
There's a squeeze again. Sorry, Jackie, exactly what you were just talking about. So it looks like head coach Melissa Tupu-Ival has got the squeeze in her mind, doesn't she?
Yeah, well, why not? I mean, it puts pressure on a team. The thing is, if you put the ball down, they still have to actually pick the ball up, make a play at home. So there's a number of different things that you have to do, and you have to do it perfectly to get the runner out.
Risk and reward.
Batter's out, batter's out.
Big swing here, might be a double play, and if she can tag her, it
she's out as well.
So it's a mistake, a mental mistake by the base runner there, Burgess. It was a swing and a miss strikeout, which means she's out automatically, correct?
Yeah, she is, and the reason is because first base is occupied. So if you drop the third base and first base is occupied, then the batter is automatically out. And you heard the umpire call that straight away. So listening to the umpire would have been the first thing that you would have wanted to do. And then unfortunately, the runner got caught out there.
So with the first base occupied, as was loaded bases situation, a drop third strike to the batter, automatically out. Runners do not have to run. Burgess didn't quite pick that up.
Yeah,
she
so a
takes
little
off
bit of
from
lapse
3.
there in thinking, unfortunately.
Then comes the other big play in Fastball 45. It's a double play. There were no outs before that. Innings over straight away, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And that's what makes it so exciting. There's all of these ways that you can actually get out of an inning or score runs.
Bunt is down and it's perfect. Nice play by Tavite, the catcher, but couldn't be any better. Sacrifice bunt gets both runners in scoring position.
And there you go. So really just 101. Runners on 1 and 2. None down. They've opted to bunt. Now look, the difference is they didn't do that last night, right? Waves last night said that what we're going to do is we're just going to attack and we're going to rely on long ball hitting. Slightly different tonight, Chopper. I think they've thought about their tactic. Let's just put the ball down, do the basics, and move our runners. Well done.
Fastball 45 is unconventional, but sometimes fundamentals can be key. This one's on the hands of the drop in, and it just, and I mean just, drops out.
And well done by Rebecca Fogel. She's our DH for the Waves team tonight. And just goes foul, Chopper.
That drops in. It's another 2 runs for the Waves. Perfect change-up pitch there from Landros. I was going to say, I wondered when that would start happening. Amy Begg last night changed the pace a lot, seemed to off-balance the Waves.
Yeah, well, it's all about upsetting the timing of your hitters, and that's what ideally how you do that. You mix up. If you've got those types of pitches in your toolkit, then that's what you want to do. Otherwise, the hitting team will actually get into a rhythm, and you need to break that rhythm. Nice pitch right there.
If Landros was nervous before the match, she settled right down. That was picture perfect. Madison Gerby's now number 9 hitter for the Waves. Same spot on the outside edge.
Little mini Chopper up to bat, eh?
I don't know about, well, at least she's mini, that's for sure.
And look, they'll be wanting a hit here. A hit to the outfield will score two runs, Chopper.
Swing through that change up from Gerby. Still a smile on the dial, though. That's because the Waves have a 4-run lead, and as you just rightly put, if she can put good bat on it, she will clock on another couple. Landros seems to be jacking a little change on the inside, power pitch on the out.
Yeah, well, what she's showing is she actually needs to mix it up, which you will need to do against good hitting teams. You'll need to mix up your pitches.
Nice play by Andrews at third base, so she does mix it well. Outside drop ball this time. Landros gets out of the jam and leaves 2 stranded.
Yeah, perfect pitch, low pitch, getting a ground ball to probably one of your top fielders in New Zealand at the moment, Lara Andrews, captain of the White Sox. Here we go. Just picking that ball up, nice and easy. Great throw over to first base. Simple little play there.
Well, we're through 2 innings already, and that's Fastball 45. It's that quick, so we're halfway through this match, and the 3rd innings is the big one. Loaded bases, and it's a prime opportunity in this case for the Hutt Valley Kotuku Raiders to play their power play.
Yeah, and this is a perfect opportunity for them. We know in the 3rd inning that this is when we can score some runs, particularly if you're behind, right? This is when you really need to actually make sure you maximise the opportunity with those runners on. So they're playing the power play. So a player is removed from the defensive team. The offensive team calls that. They take a player out, which gives them more opportunity to score some runs, hitting a gap.
You can see there just the two outfielders for the West Waves. It's a lot of grass to cover. This one gets away from the catcher, Scott. And Andrews will come in for the first run of the ball game here for the Raiders.
And there you go, on a little pass ball. That's a bonus. It's a bonus run there. Yep, make sure you make the most of that opportunity. Lara was in there at a home plate, so that's one run in. They'll just keep grafting away, one at a time.
The third innings is the biggest scoring innings in fastball 45. Obviously getting the luxury of loaded bases to start the innings. So they've converted one of the two on base so far. Attila Tavite, the catcher, working hard. 2 balls and 1 strike, so the pitcher O'Coin's got to come down the zone.
Yeah, she won't want to walk this hitter, because we know in the power play, so this is what happens. So if there's 3 balls in the power play, then you'll actually get 2 bases. So the runner that was at 3 will come in, and the runner at 2 will stay at 3, but that hitter goes all the way around to second.
Some very costly miss here for the starting pitcher, O'Coin. Missing on the inside edge of third ball, and it costs her a run. Now 4-2. The Raiders are coming back. Opposing pitcher, Siobhan Landros now.
And when you think about it, Chopper, look, again, they're just being patient. They're not forcing this. They're not going at pitches that aren't strikes, that aren't there. They had that pass ball, and then they've picked up a walk. So very smart.
I'll bring out Maria Weston to run at second base with 2 outs for the catcher. Landros went all the way through a scholarship education at university in States, never hit once. Came to New Zealand, started hitting. This series, she's been outstanding with the bat.
Yeah, wow. From all the years that I've played in America and seen Americans play, and if you go over there, I think you get taught to hit, Chopper, so I'm not surprised that she's hitting, and she's hitting decent in New Zealand as well. Good on her.
Loving the opportunity.
Yeah.
That's fastball 45 for you. Check swing, excuse me, goes back to the screen. The Waves having to field in the situation with no outs.
Yeah, well, what they'll also be wanting to do is make sure they get the runner at home. So they've got a runner on second and third, so they're in scoring position and hit to the outfield. They need to, or even in the infield, they need to make sure that they make a play at home.
Our play still in effect. And a good pitch by O'Coin on that outside corner edge for the strikeout.
Yeah, and she really needed that, especially in the power play. So Waves will have their player back in.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, she hasn't gone into the dugout.
Oh, actually, you did right. There was only 1 strike on her before that. That was lucky. If she walks off the diamond, she's automatically out, right?
Yes, yes, that is what usually happens. So she's very lucky that she didn't get any further.
Maybe she's playing fastball 25.
And so they're going to need to remove the extra player as well. So we're going to get back into the power play.
2-2. Another chance here for Landros.
Well, she'll be happy with that because she gets back into the batter's box for a second chance here.
And it's all about opportunities, isn't it? And taking those opportunities. Big moment here for the Kortuku Raiders, that's for sure. O'Coin matches the challenge, though, good on the inside edge.
Yeah, yeah. Drop on the inside there, really jamming her. And she just couldn't get around on that pitch. So there's a big out. There you go. It's coming in there.
Power play is finished. 2 batters it lasts for. So the Waves back to their full defensive lineup. Inside on the right fielder, Iranoa Huhuat-Waho.
So it looks like the Raiders are really looking to score a couple of runs. They haven't, oh, no, they're going
Squeeze
short.
play.
It's a squeeze play. Oh, I was just wondering if they were going to look to do that.
Johnson at third base was off and running on the pitch. I guess that's one of the other things, Jackie. You can get a little bit of an earlier jump as a base runner, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely, you can. So one of the rules also in Fastball 45 is you can leave the base slightly earlier.
Squeeze again. This one pops up, goes foul. So she's able to get an early jump here, so it's an advantage for the base runner, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so a little bit, well, I guess in baseball you can lead off the base, can't you? So we've implemented this rule, so again, an advantage to the offensive team, making it exciting, allowing them to get off the base a lot earlier.
And O'Coin just says, not on my watch. Rise ball on the outside edge this time. That's 2 strikeouts in a row for the ace.
Yeah, and she's really coming to the party tonight. There you go. This is a big moment for the Waves. This is where they need her to be nice and strong and hold out these Raiders hitters.
Veteran hitter for the Kotuku Raiders, Yvonne Burgess. She will know how important this opportunity it is. No, a single will tie this ball game. A squeeze play will tie the ball game.
Yeah, that's right.
I think she's going for the swing. What do you think?
I think she's going for the swing as well. You know, maybe she just needs to turn and face up and just move the ball again, just putting some pressure on the field. That's what we need to do, just get back to ball.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, says O'Coin. 3 straight pitches, 3 straight batters, 3 straight strikeouts. That does the top of the 3rd innings, and what a turnaround from O'Coin after walking the first batter.
Yeah, and she's, look, just looking at her from last night to tonight, she looks in, and I know what she was thinking is, look, I really need to be focused, be in control, but the difference is her team has some runs for her. And even last night we heard from Amy Begg, that makes a difference, right? When your team can get you some runs, it just helps you to build so much more confidence as a pitcher.
Well, the best hitter in the West Waves at the top of the order. She'll be the first batter here, and with loaded bases in the 3rd innings, no surprise, Jackie.
Yeah, well, you know, it'd be interesting to see if she actually can, what she can pull out of the bag, out of the hat tonight, because pitchers have actually done their homework and they've been able to contain her. So I'm looking forward to what she does here right now.
Well, technically, Raymond Gabriel, head coach, will go with the power play, so only 2 outfielders here. This one gets away, and in comes Noah. It's an insurance run for the Waves, and now 5-2.
Absolutely, and you're right, that is an insurance run. Look, if you can pick up a sneaky little run like that on a pass ball by the catcher, then you're going to make sure that you make the most of that opportunity.
This game played at plenty of pace here, 45 minutes in total. You can see we're down to just under 17 minutes with only 1.5 to go. Hard hit ball for Moreland, it's up and it's up and she's gone! Logan Moreland might have been pulled under the covers for a couple at bats, but she's ripped them right off with a 3-run shot at the bottom of the 3rd.
And there you go. And so they should be excited. And she should be excited about that. Well, she's managed to come back at the right time, hasn't she? Just when they need her. She's come up with the goods over centre field. There you go. Just drove that over centre field. Beautiful hit. Look, sat back. Perfect timing.
Well, the girls have got the wave machine in motion here as Moreland just doubles the score with 1 at-bat. Gretchen O'Coin grounded out to the 3rd baseman on a little slow delivery of Landros back in the 1st innings.
Yeah, she wouldn't have been happy with that turn at bat. She sort of just turned on it a little too early, got the end of the bat, no power on it up to the left side of the field, so she'll be wanting to have a better turn here.
O'Coin says, whatever you can do, Missy, I I can do better. She'll go the other way. It's another home run, and I think the title machine at the local pool is waving it up today.
Yeah, well, I could just imagine what their team talk was before they came to this game, right? We need to do better. That's what we need to do. We need to focus up. We need to do what we do well. Everyone hitting the ball. There you go. Just drove that over left field fence. Great to see. Look, weight back. Great transfer. Head down. I think she knew it was going over the fence when she...
Both hitters just exploding on a drop ball right at the bottom of the zone.
Well done.
And no choice here for head coach Tuku Iwao. She's got to make a pitching change here. And the only fortunate thing for the pitching change, they'll only get one warm-up pitch.
Yeah, she would have been warming up on the sideline though, so she'll be ready to come in. And yeah, they need to make a change, of course, because the Waves are getting onto their pitcher. Got perfect timing, driving the ball, so it's time for a change.
Nice first delivery from replacement pitcher Rongamai Luke Royal. Luke Royal, just a young up-and-coming pitcher, only 18 years of age.
Yeah, she is, and she's certainly got lots of potential, good utility, and great little player. She was actually with the under-17 New Zealand team that went away to Canada that I was assistant coach for.
Oh, she gets her first victim, flies out Bromhead to third base.
Well, there you go. She's come in and done her job. Managed to get the hitter to pop it up. 1 out.
Another international star, though, Crystal Hawani for the young 18-year-old Luke Royal. Got to say, 18 years of age, she doesn't look phased out there, does she?
Yeah, she's a good, as I said, has a good talent.
This one's up as well, catchable, but a good run, it just drops in.
Oh, just dropped in.
And Hawani with a dive back at first base. Boy, you couldn't have placed that any better.
Yeah, well, she knew, though, she had to get back quick because they got to that ball really quickly. Unfortunately, they weren't able to come up with the catch. But she knew when she turned around first, if we watch this, base running. And then she has to get back really quick.
Well, the Waves with a nice margin in this one by 7. Head coach Gabriel will go to his bench. He'll bring on a pinch hitter here, Sheridan Howard.
There it is there. She comes up with that throw really quickly.
Change up on the outside, the edge misses.
And Chopper, look, they have to be really smart with their pitching here. They're going to need to work that strike zone, keep the ball away. Ideally, keep it down, keep it low, get some ground balls so their infield can make some plays, pick the ball up and get some outs. You know, they've got a tight infield, they've got a good infield experience. Just put the ball on the ground and get your team to pick up the ball and get the outs. There you go, just like that. Could be a double play.
Could be. Throw is high, though, from Johnson. Nice shovel from the shortstop, Lewin. Just couldn't quite get the throw down on the target.
So exactly what they wanted, though. Here, ground ball. Caitlin Lewin picks it up. Little underarm toss to the second baseman at second, but just couldn't get the throw on the money at first.
Well, a change of pace from Luke Wall, mixing it up a plenty. This time, it's the catcher, Ashley Scott. Scott, late cut, fouls this one out of play.
It's a 2-down Chopper. They'll be wanting to get out of this inning so they can get in and get a bat.
This one's good though from Scott. Foul, but long down the line. If that rattles in the corner fair, maybe another run for the Waves. So maybe, just maybe, trying to work out this Luke Royal on the hill. Focused. This one's the 5-6 hole. Lewin with a good dive, stops it from going to the outfield. No chance of a play here, so they will have 2 runners on now. The number 7 hitter in the lineup, Arnold.
And that was a really good turn at bat there.
Temporary
Look, the ball was on the inside. She hit it where it was, pulled it to the left side of the field. She was hitting those other pitches on the outside of the plate, off field. So, you know, they're saying, look, we don't have to overdo this. It's 9-2. Let's just see the ball where it is and hit it where it is and get some solid hits out here.
Well, it looks like the head coach, Gabriel, happy with the lead at this point. Makes another batting change here. Tasman Smith will hit for Noa. Up the middle, Smith. And a good
Nice
shovel
play.
by Johnson.
Yeah.
What a play.
Yeah, great little play there by Ashley Johnson there at second base. Quick feet, getting across, so showing that she's got speed, good agility. Pick up that chopper up the infield and a little toss. Underarm flick here to Caitlin Lewin at second.
Well, great communication, but the bottom of the third innings was a tsunami here for the Waves. Remember, it started with Logan Moreland. One comes in on a pass ball, then a 3-run home run. O'Coin backs it up with another home run. 5 runs later, that's what the Waves did in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, really putting the pressure on them. And this is going to, you know, it's going to take a bit now for the Raiders to come back, but they're quite capable of it. They're at the top of the order. So these are, if anyone's going to do it, these are the hitters that are actually quite capable of it.
Caitlin Lewin, an aggressive hitter at the top of the order, as you put, Jackie. Well, the Kotuku Raiders, the sum is large now. They'll need 8 runs here in the top of the 4th innings. Fastball 45 is only 4 innings, so this is the last. Comes off the glove of Scott. Burgess will go down to first base. 4th innings, we start with just the 1 runner on.
Yeah, back to the 1 run on. So first inning is runner at first, second is runner on 1 and 2. Then third inning, loaded bases, and now we're back to a runner just at first base.
Big swing by Lewin, trying to change the score quickly here.
And look, unfortunately, time is not on their side, so they don't really have time to actually be thinking about the short game here, maybe any bunts or slaps. They really need to start driving the ball out and scoring some runs, getting runners on base.
Swing!
Check the swing. Says no, does umpire Sneddon at first base.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
2-2 count here. Just misses the bottom of the zone. Lewin is careful. She'll go down to first base. 2 runners on for the Raiders here. Just what the doctor ordered with no outs.
Absolutely. So that was a really good turn at bat to be able to actually pick up a walk. And so now we've got more runners on base. So more opportunity for the Raiders to score more runs.
First pitch comes right down Main Street here to Sister Michaela Lewin. Popped out to the pitcher in her first at bat back in the first innings. Loud foul this time off the right side.
And look, we've seen many games and teams that have come back from behind in a game of softball chopper. So, and particularly this team, at this stage in their hitting order, are quite capable of coming back.
This one's on the hands. Can it fall into no man's land? There is no man's land with Logan Moreland's out there. She went a long way to make that catch to shortstop.
She was hunting that down. She was like, I'm going at that. Unless you call me off in the outfield, it's all mine. She's certainly pumped tonight. So she travels a long way back. You see this free play here, all the way back into left field. Nice catch.
Inside out swing, looking for a double play. No, runners are back on their bases. But it does mean the Raiders are down to their last out.
And that's 2 outs.
Of course, coming up next will be the Auckland Central Bolts with a big win last night coming from behind, a walk-off the Bourgeois. They'll be taking on, though, Josh Pettit and his men from the Wellington Thunder.
Yeah, really looking forward to that game and seeing if how the Bolts do again on their second night out. Can they do it again? Maybe wanting to start off a little bit better start tonight.
Dallas Potter, they've still got plenty of time here, the Raiders, even with 2 outs. Jackie, when you're in this situation, I know we're down to the last out here, but what would be going through your head as a hitter?
Yeah, well, you'll just be wanting to drive the ball, just a safe hit. You don't want to over-hit. You know, we certainly don't want a fly ball caught. See just there, she's really swinging hard, looking to hit the ball. Probably looking like she's over-hitting a bit too much. Look, we just want to keep the pressure on the fielding team. Okay, get yourself a good solid turn at bat.
Feeling tense at second base is Burgess. And it's a change up. And they'll play to 3. They'll need to make a tag here. She's not out. And she's going to walk off. That is an out. They'll take the strikeout, either one, Jackie, and it is the West Waves get their first win this weekend with the bonus point last night. What do you think?
Yeah, look, they really showed very, very different team tonight. I think Chopper from last night, they came out, I think, a lot more focused, knowing also on the back of Gretchen, a better game and tighter game from her.
Game is over. We have completed 4 innings. Waves win 9-2.
Well, there you go. That's game number 1 on the second night here of the National League Finals. The West Waves overcome the Raiders. 9 runs to 3 is what's got to be said. An amazing batting performance. Boy, oh boy, the Waves will be looking forward to the final if they make it. That'll be coming up on Sunday afternoon. The Kotuku Raiders, though, they deserve some credit. They played with steely metal. Couldn't get a hit on the board against O'Coin, but they played with passion and they played with power. They'll be back in action tomorrow when they'll take on the Hallswell Hornets. That'll be at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning for the Kotuku Raiders. The Waves, they've got all the action going. Roman Gabriel, head coach, he'll be happy for sure with the way things went for them in this one, because they scored first and then they really blew it apart in the 3rd innings. And on that point, he wanted to win every innings, and he did just that. Roman Gabriel bounces back, so does the West Waves here today. 9 runs to do. They take over the Kotuku Raiders.
9-2, the West Waves have played themselves into Sunday's grand final against a very, well, disappointing, you might say, Kotuku Raiders from the Hutt Valley. The player of the game can't go past bottom of the third, 3-run homer from Logan Moreland. Didn't have a great day yesterday, had a big day tonight, Jackie Smith.
Yeah, and just when they needed her to come up with the clutch hit, she did it, right? And she showed that this is what she's capable of, and I'm sure that her team were happy with this.
Well, add to the point they picked up last night in their loss. They're on 5 points, can't go any further except to the grand final. How good does that feel?
Oh, it feels so good just to go in there and kind of get back to what we wanted to play like. I think we got away from it a little bit yesterday.
Let's hear, what did you say to each other after yesterday's loss?
Nothing more than just, we're out here to play and to have fun with it. So that's kind of the focus that we wanted to bring into today as well.
Yeah, and what was the difference tonight from Gretchen? I was, last night's game, the hitters were able to obviously get on top of her, but she really looked on her game tonight.
Yeah.
So what did you talk to her? What was she working on?
I think just making good pitches, and they did really well last night, putting the ball in play and challenging us. So hats off to them. They did what they needed to do, and we didn't necessarily play our best game.
So that play of the game, let's talk about that. Okay, what were you thinking when you came up then? Because it was a special moment.
Yeah, just hit the ball. I mean, there's been I think the last two games the power plays didn't really work out for us. So this game it was just see ball and hit it.
Yeah, well, it's a hell of a game because there was 5 runs in that bottom of the third, pretty much sorted it out. Now it gives you a hell of a lot of confidence going into tomorrow.
Yeah. We're just going to go in and do what we did today.
It's that simple, huh?
Yeah.
All right, congratulations, player of the game. Big
Thank
win,
you.
you're into the grand final. There you go, the West Waves into the grand final, and how good is that?
Good
Krista
job.
Hawani is one of the key players in this West Wave side, a West Wave side that needed to deliver. It was as Jackie said at the beginning of the evening, it was a do or die tonight. Did you think of it like that going to this one, Krista?
Yeah, no, definitely, especially after last night. Losing that game, that was quite tough. So in our warm-up this morning, we spoke about how aggressive we had to come out today.
Yeah, so there weren't too many bunts, nothing like that. You said, let's swing and go,
yeah,
right?
We had to, no, bloopers, not bombs.
Yeah, but how dangerous can that be as well? Because the way fastball is played. Okay, so why are you wearing swimming goggles? Let's go. Why are you wearing swimming goggles on toe? Let's just go there. What's the go?
Well, obviously with the waves. I was actually going to put them on, but I had my eyelashes done, so I couldn't put them on my face.
Okay, so there's some smart people and there's some dumb people. All right.
Yeah. Hey, look. So we know you weren't here last night.
Yep.
Yeah. So you look like to me you made a really big difference. Obviously, like tonight, you've got that top end of the batting order, which is a real strength for you. So how good was it for you to be back in there in the batting order?
Yeah, that was awesome being out here today with the girls. Last night, obviously, I was watching it on my phone, supporting the girls hard. But yeah, no, it was awesome to play out there again today.
Oh, well, you're into the grand final. You can have a little bit of a break now. You've played your 2 games. Think about the big one, all right?
Yeah, exactly.
Nicely done.
Awesome.
9-2, the West Waves into the grand final of Fastball 45 in the women's division. And let's just remind you of the results. The Waves 5-6. And then today, 9-2, they get the win. And most importantly, that 1 point for finishing inside 2 points the Hornet yesterday has pushed them into the grand final. If you look at the points table, there it is. So the Hutt Valley Kotuku Raiders are in all sorts of bother. The only thing we can work on basically is if they win against the Hullersville Hornets tomorrow and the Hornets don't get within 2, then we're going to talk about squeeze plays and double plays, because that's what Fastball 45 is all about. We like to mix it up. The man behind Fastball 45 is the CEO of Softball New Zealand, and that is Tony Giles. How are you, mate?
Very good, Stephen.
You must be pretty stoked about what we've seen this.
So excited. I mean, the community's come together. Everyone's talking about softball in a really new and exciting way, and that's just so meaningful for our sport.
You must have been pretty excited with what we had last night to open up finals weekend and the way the results turned out.
And just amazing fastball last night. For the Auckland Bolts to come through like they did at the end of that male game, incredible. And also, the Hornets, amazing.
Because no one thought the Hornets would come here and actually take on the likes of O'Coin and Moylan and contain them in that first game.
I think Amy Begg would have thought she could have. But listen, we've just got people engaging not only in New Zealand but around the world now in this format, and that's what's so exciting. People are speaking about softball in a real positive way. We've got people here at the ballpark watching the game like never before. We got commercial partners involved, and the players, the feedback from the players, incredible. They love the format.
Okay, Tony, so I want to know. I'm going to ask the question, right?
Well, this is the hard one.
What do you enjoy the most, the women, Fastball 45, or the men?
Listen, that's a loaded question from you, Jackie, but you know,
know.
you'd have to say some of the female games have been incredible. I think all three teams here in both genders, they've all got different strategies here.
Yeah.
You're going to see a game now with an incredible pitcher who threw a no-hitter last weekend, coming up here against one of the most strategic coaches in New Zealand, if not in the world right now. So, you know, we're going to see what's going to happen, but it's so exciting.
Yeah, but Tony, the most important thing about Fastball 45, if you're watching this around the world, is that it's bringing people to the game.
100%.
And not back to the game, to the game. New fans, new faces,
100%.
and it's just fun.
It's a lot of fun. It's a great television product. Thank you to Sky Sport, the home of sport, for what you're doing. But, you know, it's a new way to engage in our game. And this is not to replace fast pitch. It's here to add to the product value. And this is incredible. It really is. And this is a vision that Softball New Zealand had. Hats off to my team, Glenn Roth, amazing putting this concept together for us. But yeah, we're so excited.
Yeah, and one of the things is the evolution of the sport since it started this last season in Auckland only. This time it is a national product. And the one, I love this, my favourite rule, but when it happened after the first weekend, it was because the declaration. So if a batting team gets the go-ahead run, or even 2 runs ahead, they can declare, like in cricket, if you know what cricket is, and they can pull themselves out and have a crack to get the other team out. And I think that is just a really smart way of going. Everybody buys in, let's evolve, let's keep going.
100%, Stephen. But, you know, the world's gone through a really tough year. Not a lot of countries are playing a lot of sport right now. Here in New Zealand, we are, and we've got a World Cup in 13 months' time. What a great way to put athletes and coaches under pressure in a new format and make them evolve through the sport. And it's so exciting to do that.
Yeah, and look, I have to say, look, all credit to, as you said, to you and the team that you have around you as well, because it looks like to me, and as you said about the declaration rule, right, that you're listening to the players and that you're also watching the game and evolving with it each week.
100%.
Yeah.
It's all about making sure we give the best product to the fans, to the players, to the officials. And every week we've made a tweak. Stephen's favourite rule, of course, the declaration's been added. Yeah. But, you know, every week we're looking at something. Even from this weekend, we are learning more insights about what we could do next. Yeah. It's so neat.
I know what you can do next. I know what you can do. You know what? Here's one for you.
Here we go.
Yeah, okay. No intentional walks.
Yeah.
You know? And tell everybody, no intentional walks, no cynical balls from the pitcher, no intentional walks. Put the pressure back on the pitcher.
When you've got some of the best players in the world, we're about to see some of the world's best and greatest athletes. You know, Josh Pettit, Cole Evans, 2 of the world's biggest names right now. It could all happen.
You're a good man, but we like what you're doing with softball. Okay, this is Fastball 45. Guess what's next? It's the Thunder and the Bolts. If it was a bad day, you'd call it, there's lots of Thunderbolts around. Let's get busy, shall we? Yeah, dad joke. It's live right here on Sky Sport.
Well, no thunderstorms on the horizon. All the dads are tucked in bed by this time anyway. Kia ora, hello, no mai, hara mai. Welcome to LE Sports Stadium here at Rosedale Park in Auckland. Great to have you along for the Fastball 45 National League Finals back here on Home of Sport, Sky Sport. And, of course, welcome to our international viewers for this special broadcast here tonight. The Wellington Thunder, they'll be the visiting team batting first, and they'll start off with Riley Markia, Jerome Ramaki and Joel Harris. No one better than those three in any team. But the surprise package, the pitcher Josh Pettit hitting for himself, 750 in the series. Dylan Jackson, McKessie, Creasy, Stoddard. They'll round out the batting order with the speedster Zach Boyd. Defensively, the Auckland Bolts will be Maddox Rice, Cooper Nicola and Floyd Nola. Left to right in the outfield. Toby Bourgeois in the hot corner. Cole Evans, one of the best shortstops in New Zealand. He is starting there today. Reece Evans and Seth Gibson on the right side. Max Early behind the dish for the starting pitcher, Tane Slaughter. Officials tonight, it'll be Tama Howard at home plate, Robbie Sadgrove at 1, and McManus is at 2, and John Hickman will be officiating at 3. Let me go any further. We have a special colour analyst in this one. White Sox winning home run champion, Reece Casely.
Evening, Chopper. Black Sox, not White Sox, just quietly.
I was just thinking that.
Great to be here, though.
It's fantastic to have you along, but, mate, this series, how good has it been?
Yeah, it's been great. Every week, it seems like this competition has really improved. With you know, we heard Stephen and Jackie just talking about the rules and how they've tweaked them every week. Credit to Softball New Zealand, the officials, everybody that's had a part of that, and this has just got much better every week, culminating in what we see right now in this finals weekend.
Well, here we go. Strap yourselves in. 45 minutes. Fastball 45. Slaughter to Markia. Oh! Outside pitch, but he takes off on the first pitch. Does Zach Boyd. One pitch, one stolen base.
Yeah, you know, I'm really surprised we haven't seen more waste pitches on the first pitch from these pitchers, because, I mean, probably 60-70% of the time we've seen the offensive, the offensive sides stealing on the first pitch.
Zach Boyd. Speedster out of the Putidora region down in Wellington. Riley Markia, junior Black Sox star, now in the senior Black Sox team.
And one of the premier players too.
Good challenge here. Tane Slaughter says, you want it, here it comes. Rise ball, right past the bat.
A little bit of a surprise to see Slaughter starting tonight. What do you think?
Yeah, big for sure. However, I've seen this young man come through in a couple of international competitions. He is the real deal coming through.
Yeah, talking to a couple of people here at the stadium before the game, and they certainly weren't surprised, and they got big raps on the kid.
Slaughter just misses out a walk. Marker down to first base. Slaughter comes into this match with a one-loss record from 11 batters faced, 2 innings of pitching, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. Has given up 6 runs with a 3.5 ERA. Just goes foul off the bat from Jerome Ramaki.
And talking about premier players, here's certainly one of the better hitters going around the world right now, Jerome Ramaki. All-world player last year for the New York Gremlins, based out of Clifton Park, New York.
Wait a minute, who coached that team last year? Big hit. Straight up, though. Catch it early. Loses it in the lights.
Yeah, you'd have to say either Bourgeois or Gibson really should have come in and helped the catcher, Max Early, out there and taken charge of that one. Really hard for a catcher to look up and try and find that ball. Should have whipped his mask off, but certainly a first or third base pop-up.
One of those things, isn't it, Reese? Against an international premier hitter like Ramaki, you've got to take your opportunities to get them out.
Absolutely right.
But Ramaki with a second life here. Can he do damage? Yes, he does. He goes straight up the middle. Zach Boyd will score with ease as the throw is a little weird anyway.
Jerome Ramaki makes the Bolts pay for not taking that pop-up at home plate. Driving in the first run of the game. Here we see that drop ball on the outside half, driven up the middle by Jerome Ramaki. Really nice piece of hitting. Good base running as well. Never going to get him at home. Good start to this game.
It doesn't get any easier, Reese, with this batting lineup from the thinner. Joel Harris, Josh Pettit, these two, you could put them in any international team, 3 and 4 at the moment. 600, 1 RBI and 1 home run and 7 RBIs just to Harris by himself.
Yeah, he certainly doesn't miss it once he connects, Joel Harris. Tends to hit big home runs.
First change of pace from the hand of Slaughter. 1-1 count.
No ball.
Good patience on the rise ball too. Just the 3 balls is a walk in this format, right, Reese? So for Slaughter now, he's got to come right down the kitchen sink, doesn't he?
Yeah, and a really nice pitch there. The drop ball on the inside half. He did have to throw a strike, like you said. He didn't throw it right down the middle. A nice strike there.
Sticking to the edges. Harris with another opportunity. This is low from Slaughter. So Harris is patient. 2 walks in the innings and a double to Ramaki so far.
And brings up the top hitter of the competition, Josh Pettit.
Are you kidding me?
Hitting at a 750 clip, I believe, right now.
Yeah, but how does the firstly, well, arguably one of the best pitchers in New Zealand, be the number 4 hitter as well and hit 750?
Impressive athlete, isn't he? Of course, not known for his hitting prowess, and in this format of the game, another thing I really like about it, it's the opportunity for everyone to get involved in all facets of the game.
Slaughter's going to come back again here. 2 balls and 1 strike on Pettit. Ron Stoddart, head coach, assisted by Gene Lutton. For the Thunder, as this one will go foul out of territory. So some intelligent coaching out there for the Wellington side as well.
Well, certainly a lot of experience, I'd have to say. Warren Stoddart, of course, he has been a Black Sox coach as well back in the late 90s.
Up the middle, good play by Slaughter. And they double it up as well. It's a reactional stab by the starting pitcher from the Bolts, and it gets them out of the jam.
And that's a tough double play. Probably one of the toughest that you're going to see in fast pitch. Driven back up the middle, Slaughter fields it nicely. Force play at home. He's got to throw behind the runner at first base and gets Josh Pettit down at first to end the inning and the danger.
Well, for our international viewers, a double play ends the innings, and that's exactly what Slaughter started there. Let's look at the Bolts batting lineup now. It'll be Cooper Nicola, followed by Mr. Cole Evans. And I call him Mr. because he's been the best hitter here in the whole series. Reese Evans, Gibson and Maddox Rice hit through the 5 spot. Nola early and Bourgeois, the superstar last night, and Slaughter will hit for himself in the 9 spot. Defensively for the Thunder, it'll be Markia, Creasy and Stoddart left to right in the outfield. Jerome Ramak in the hot corner. Zach Boyd will get the start up the middle with Dylan Jackson, shortstop and second base. Joel Harris at first, Tobias McKessie behind the dish for the starting pitcher, Josh Pettit.
And watching Josh Pettit last week, he really did look impressive. Had that drop ball, really heavy drop ball on the inside half to those righties, and they really couldn't touch it. He's going to be tough tonight.
Ready to go is Pettit. Ball. Low lifter outside. They have the designated runner in to run for the Bolt at first base, Oscar Clark. That's a good idea because it would have been Dane Slaughter, the pitcher.
It hits the zone.
To Cooper Nicola, starting centre fielder for the Junior Black Sox. We saw in Palmerston North, we know him well. Fantastic young athlete. Puts the ball in play. He's a tough out. Got a good arm in centre field. Look for him to cause some confusion here in this infield for the Wellington Thunder.
High hopper. They'll have no choice but to go to first base only. Clark will move over to second on the play. So Nicola almost gets it over the infield.
Job done, though. Runner over to second in scoring position with less than 2 outs. Brings up the captain, Cole Evans.
Here's the question. Cole Evans walked twice last night, one of them intentionally. What will the Thunder do against him this evening?
Well, with an open base, you put him on here too, don't you, Chopper?
Well, we talked about him being the man. He's only hit 667, 3 home runs and 14, correct? 14 RBIs through the series.
Yeah, 6 for 9. It's not like he's done it with limited at-bats either. He's been impressive and pitching very, very carefully to Cole Evans as Josh Pettit right here with an open base at first base. Probably the smart option.
Reese, we see the pitching sequence. First 2 pitches cutting inside on Evans, not allowing to free his arms up.
Ball high. Up top with 3 strikes.
Yeah, you're right. He had no intent there, Josh Pettit, of really pitching to Cole Evans. None of those pitches really close to the strike zone. Now with runners on 1 and 2, that opens up the double play possibility for the Thunder. Of course, as you mentioned before, double play clears the inning. They'll be hoping for a ground ball here.
Talking about the double play, defensively the Thunder are changing it up a little bit, aren't they? We see young Reese Evans swing over the first drop ball from Pettit, but it's the right fielder, Stoddart, fielding in at second base.
Yeah, we saw this last week as well, and I remember quizzing Jerome Ramaki about it. He said it's something they've spoken a lot about, especially in big situations. Potential of the double play. There we see a foul ball down the first base line. Potential of the double play to get them out of any jam and clear the inning. I like it.
So moving, instead of having a traditional 4 fielders in the infield just around the circle there, they've now got 5, does the Wellington Thunder. So gluing up all spots if possible. That's a big strike on the outside edge there. And that'll finish off Evans.
That's that heavy drop ball from Josh Pettit just on the outside corner. And we see that one come in. It just dropped right into the outside half there. Lovely pitch. The first out of the inning. Second, excuse me.
Hey, what, the home plate umpire, Howard, you always think. First pitch hitting, it comes off the glove from Gibson's bat. They'll bring in 1 here, Bolt. And they'll look for 2, goes Evans, and he'll score in 2. What can't he do? Electrifying the Bolt, take the lead here, 2 runs to 1.
Damon Creasy out in centre field, fielding the error from the second baseman, Jackson. Here we go, here we see it. Creasy just holds on to this too long. And the third baseman's just watching him and said, if you're going to challenge me, I'm going to challenge you. Here he comes, scores easy. As an outfielder, I always talk, get the ball in early, get it into the infield so no runners can advance. Great piece of running.
Maddox Rice goes at the first pitch. It'll be fair for Dylan Jackson, the starting second baseman for the Thunder. That was a hard hit ball by Gibson. Should have grabbed it. But the mental errors you mentioned from the centre fielder, Creasy there, you just can't do that in this format, can you?
No, certainly not. Big opportunity wasted there. First of all, the ground ball. Then even bigger, Damon Creasy just holding on to that ball in centre field. Get that ball in.
You're going to flush that now, move past it. 2 outs here, need 1 more out here, do the Thunder. Get their sticks going. Inside out swing goes down the line. So what, this Bolt team, arguably, they just don't give up in any situation, do they? We saw that last night with them coming back to grab the lead in the bottom of the 4th.
A lot of belief, haven't they? Very resilient. This with the Black Sox captain in there.
Swing and a miss. And McKesey's lost the outs. McKesey has lost the outs. Maddox Rice swings and misses. The ball gets dislodged from the catcher. He trots down to first base. McKesey's worried about the runner coming home. Forgotten it was 2 outs, just needed to throw it to 1.
Runner came home, meant nothing. Meant absolutely nothing there. All McKesey had to do was pick that ball up, toss it to his first baseman, hitting over, side away. No communication. Another lapse.
2 errors here, mental errors for the Thunder. Floyd Nolo looking to take advantage. Reese, you know what, this fastball 45, it does it to you, doesn't it? It moves so quick, sometimes the brain just doesn't click.
You don't have time to think a lot of the time, and if you're making mental errors in this format, you don't have time to get them back.
Now, in the conventional game, you can take a breather, a timeout, take a break here a little. But in this format, you don't. It's just go, go, go. And this Wellington team, they were outstanding in the Central Region Conference, but they've not faced this pace yet, have they, of the game?
Well, they're up against a different lineup here tonight, aren't they? Against this Bolt side. Quality all around, 1 through 9 on the mound. And mental errors in any sport on any day are going to kill you.
Well, from the Thunder's point of view now, what do they need to get out of this innings?
Well, they need their big guy on the hill, don't they? Really? Get them a strikeout, get back in on the offensive side. And it's tough too as a pitcher, isn't it? You know, when you're making good pitches, you're getting ground balls, you're getting strikeouts, but you're not getting the outs.
Sometimes it's, how is it happening to me? And before you know it, They've scored 5 runs. And a good comeback pitch. They needed him to do it. You called it, Reese. And Pettit gets the job done. He excels on the way off the diamond, but not before the Bolts score 2. Well, we got to say, a couple of mental errors.
Yeah, and big ones too. Ones that were certainly avoidable. We see Coach Stoddard just calling his charges in now. Down the first base line. Having a wee chat to them. Calm down. Still got half an hour in this one. This one's not over.
No, it's not. Reese, just for some of our new international viewers or new viewers, some of the rules that make this game so special, the 45 minutes, the 3 balls, the double play that ends in innings.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic rule, isn't it? Double play, really exciting play in any format of the game, to be fair. And for it to be so important, we see the Thunder bringing an extra outfielder into the infield to try and entice that double play. I think a great innovation.
Innovation all around, even offensive differences with scoring. A squeeze play, so a bunt and run play with a runner at 3. If you convert that, it's not just 1 point, it's 2. Dylan Jackson. Reese, I've got to say, he's been my surprise package in this Thunder at the senior level. We've seen his exploits at the junior level, but he's simply been outstanding for them.
Ball down.
Well, if I remember rightly, he was the top hitter for the Junior Black Sox at the Palmerston North World Championship back in February. So certainly he's been a young kid on the rise here in New Zealand for the last couple of years.
Goes the other way, they'll get them at first. We'll throw it over to 3 to get the lead runner. That's the beauty of having a left-handed first baseman like Gibson.
Yeah, that would have been a heartbreaker, wouldn't it? A double play there. Well, certainly on the cards. We see Dylan Jackson got out of the box really nice and quick. Hustling down to first base there.
Ball.
Tobias Makisi may have made a mental error in the bottom of the first innings. I bet you he'll be trying to make amends here at the top of the second.
Well, it's crucial you score those runs that are given to you, isn't it, in this format? Pick off.
Pick off at the back. Oh, that was close. Adam Pearson, the designated runner at second base, almost caught napping. Runners off at first base, he's in the hot box. Running at him now, Jackson is gone. Looking for the second now, Pearson's in the hot box. This is Fastball 45 at its best. Still going against the pitcher Slaughter, and he'll make a dive. It's a double play. Boy, oh boy, Reese, there's no time to think.
Yeah, a missed signal there, either from the runner at first base or the runner at second base. One of them didn't get the signal from Coach Stoddard or got it wrong. Here we see the runner from first going on the steal, the runner from second not going anywhere, and the runner from first gets in a hot box. Bang, bang, double play, run down. Thanks for coming. This one is over.
Wow. I'll take 1. While I'm at it, let's take 2. The Bolt are firing on all cylinders. The spark plugs are plugged in all over the shop here. They're on their game. And the Thunder just being stunned here a little. To be fair, though, Reese, there's only 1 run in it.
Well, they've stunned themselves, haven't they? I mean, that's 3 big mental errors in the space of an inning and a half. They could be up 1-0 in this game and still batting.
Gonna be Max Early, Toby Bourgeois and Tane Slaughter. 1, 2, 3 here for the Bolt. They'll start with 2 runners on here at the bottom of the second innings, leading by 1. Bunt attempt, misses it. So does the catcher. And they have a rule in Fastball 45 with McKesey was the batter at the plate. When those couple of players got out, he can go back to the dugout. A replacement catcher can start the innings, and he can come out and take back over in that role when he wants to.
Yeah, and speaking about the catcher, we'll see a substitution here with Simpson Smith coming in to catch now to Josh Pettit, placing Tobias McKesey.
We know Stoddard, Coach Stoddard spoke to the Thunder before that batting innings. Does it take a bit of time for his words to sink in a little? Change up.
Maybe it does. But yeah, certainly with the constant motion here, and we know how these guys like to play and coach the game up here in Auckland. They play fast, they play hard, always at pace. They haven't allowed this Wellington Thunder side to settle, have they?
Early goes hard. It's straight to the second baseman. It's a bounce throw. And he's out. When a replacement second baseman, Kieran Bolger, makes the field, the throw is bounced to the replacement catcher, and it almost looked like a no tag.
It was a hard hit ball, wasn't it, to the second baseman? Bounce throw, like you said. Oh, that's a tough play. Tough call as well. He looked well under that one. Umpire short-sighted. The Thunder will take it.
Good pitch. Pettit settles back into his work here. Bourgeois now. He was the golden boy last night with the walk-off hit. He come from behind over Ioli Papanui. Stunned them in the bottom of the fourth.
And the Bolts were hitless going into that last inning against the Ioli Papanui. Come back with 5. Take that game. Big one from Bourgeois.
And that cutter inside again is Pettit. Can't quite clip it.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Struggling a little bit to find those corners, isn't he, Josh Pettit, early on in this game? I don't know whether he's trying to be a little bit too careful with these Bolts hitters.
Well, as we know, Reece, Josh Pettit is one of the premier pitchers in this country. If not one, he's number 2. He's right there, right? But playing at the pace of fastball 45 can undo you a bit, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's always times during a regular game where, you know, pitchers like to sort of work themselves into the game. You don't get that luxury in fastball 45. Pettit needs to get in the groove here.
Change up, holds his hands back perfectly. In comes 1, in comes 2, and the flamethrowers will go off as they double the score. Bolt, 4 runs to 1.
That's a big hit from Bourgeois there. Another one coming up big for his side 2 nights in a row. Driving in a pair. Lovely piece of hitting. Drop ball on the outside half. Driving it up the middle. Scores 2.
It was a textbook copy of his hit last night too that sets off the flamethrowers here. Tane Slaughter, I've got to say, I didn't even know which side of the plate he stood on. High hopper. Wow! Taking him foul territory though. This is my first ever at bat I've seen this kid take in any grade.
Well, once again, it's the format to do it, isn't it? And it's great to see all of these athletes getting a crack in all facets of the game.
A 3-run lead can do himself plenty of favours if he can get some good wood on it.
And likewise, Josh Pettit will be thinking, holy mackerel, this guy doesn't hit usually. He's not going to get a hit off me here. So actually a big out mentally for Josh Pettit on the hill.
And Pettit comes through and he says, no, no, young man, you aren't getting a hit off me. Sits him down.
So a 2 away, back to the top of the shop. To Kupinikola. Up to the plate, grounded out to second base. His first at bat.
Kupinikola. Speedster in the lineup, the centre fielder.
So this is a guy they've really got to go at. They don't want to bring Cole Evans up in this situation, do they?
I don't think anyone wants to bring up Cole Evans in any situation. He's just simply been outstanding. But you're right, with ducks on the pond, it's trouble with a capital T, isn't it?
Yeah, and no disrespect intended to Cooper Nicola, but with a player the calibre of Cole Evans on deck, you really got to go right at him here. And that's not going to get it done. Josh Pettit really not able to find that outside corner of the plate here early on in this game.
Nathan Nuku, ex-Black Sox captain, head coach for the Bolt, mastermind. Looking to master something. Cooper Nicola's high and it's long. But a good tracking play by Damon Creasy out there. Well, finished the bottom of the second innings, but it's not before the golden boy from last night, Bourgeois, drives in 2 up the middle.
Yep, so a pair of runs for the Bolts. Their first 2 turns at bat, take a 4-1 lead. Certainly not out of reach of this Thunder side just yet, especially with an offensive unit like they've got.
Well, that's got to be it, isn't it? They're behind by 3, the Thunder, but you're right. They have got power up and down that lineup. And, of course, the big innings being the third with loaded bases in the situation they'll start this one. This is the one you want to capitalise on, don't you?
Yeah, and with a young guy on the mound, with Tane Slaughter, this Thunder side, really, you would have to think, needs to take a lead here. And they've called their power play nice and early.
Well, they have no choice here, do they? The Thunder, they're only up to the 6th man in their lineup. Remember, they only put 1 batter to the plate in the second innings.
Let's go, Toby. Toby, come on.
Normally, maybe use your power play in the bottom of your order, but head coach Stoddart, no choice at this point. Got to go for it. Now's the time. And he's going for a squeeze play, and it works perfectly. Warren Stoddart, they take an outfielder off, so he thinks he's going to hit long. He chucks in the squeeze play, scores 2. Just like that, and within 1 run now, 4-3.
Yeah, so interestingly enough, the Bolts side, they haven't taken an outfielder out in their power play. They've taken a fielder out of the infield. So on that bunt, there was no one for the bunt to be thrown to at first base. Hence the power play, hence the squeeze play called by Coach Stoddart.
Well, it's a game of chess between Nuku and Stoddart here. Stoddart moves his rook into a key position. This game of chess, a speed game of chess, fastball 45. Down the line.
So obviously, this Bolt side just trying to stay out of a big inning. With the power play being called, loaded bases, they don't want to give up an inside the park home run, so they've kept their outfielders in play. Just trying to navigate 2 batters during the power play with 1 less infielder. Okay, so pick your poison, really, isn't it?
It is indeed. Tempting him. Will you go for it again, Damon Creasy? 1 and 2, the count on him. Not tempted by the rise ball. We'll level the count here. That'll be a full count of this fastball 45, 2 and 2. Creasy just missed that.
Yeah, it was a really nice swing, but also a nice pitch from Tane Slaughter. He's not living in the middle of the plate, is he? Nice low rise ball on the inside half. Not allowing Creasy to free his arms. Big pitch coming up right here.
And Slaughter answers the call. Serves it up on a plate to Creasy. He just can't catch up to the lifter.
Beautiful pitch, low rise ball. Starting low, rising through the zone on the inside half. Creasy, as you rightfully said, not able to catch up with it. Strikes out. 1 away.
White Stoddart, right footer slash second baseman with some of the defence chosen by the Wellington Thunder. Swings at the first pitch.
Power play over now. Restored to their full complement. The Bolts.
Slaughter not mucking around on the hill, Reese. Straight back on every time and go.
Isn't it great to see these guys actually out there with urgency? No mucking around, no timeouts, no conferences between pitches. Great for the fans at home.
No chance to make a cup of tea. Or drop an ice cube in your drink here. This one pops up, there's a chase. It'll go foul.
Send it through the first baseline. Seth Gibson, the attempt.
Stoddard, he would know in this situation, it's a big, big moment for the Wellington team.
Yeah, with 14 minutes remaining and counting, this has to be a big inning here for the Wellington Thunder.
Slow roller, tough play.
Score a run.
Will it go foul? And it does. Well played by third baseman Bourgeois. Isn't he having himself a game?
Yeah, I'd say. Really nice judgment here, because this certainly would have scored a run easy. And here we see he just picked up the spin early. As soon as that went foul, just flicking it out, so there was no chance of it coming back.
Left hand English. Just turns it, goes foul. Clever play by Bourgeois. Change up, can't drop in the zone.
But that will even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
This is the pitch I like, Reece. Loaded bases 2-2. He has to come in.
Well, he did, but again, not living in the middle of the plate, Tane Slaughter. Nice pitch. Was a strike. Creasy had no option but to go for it. Fouled off. He lives again.
Loaded bases. Fights this one off Stoddard this time. Long at bat here for the Thunder.
Yep, 7 pitches and counting. Damon Creasy.
5 foul balls. Just misses the inside edge. Does Slaughter, loses the battle, and a runner will come in because of it.
Yeah, and a good call. Here we see he goes with the low rise ball inside, just not quite getting that one. Questioning the umpire, where was that? Certainly was inside though. It ties this one up.
Zach Boyd now his first at bat. Comes in with the series batting 500. And it's another squeeze play. Gibson is good to get the out, but Stoddard, the head coach for the Thunder, is better. Pigs in 2 from the squeeze play. That's 2 this innings, and they now lead the ball game 5-4.
Oh, that was some play too, really. Here we see the squeeze play, boat coming down. Gibson, really nice play. And again, as you mentioned it before, the left-hander able to spin off his knees, make the throw. 2-run score, 2-run lead.
No, inside.
Of course, a correction with that squeeze play. There was the 5th run of the innings to come in here, so they've really marched themselves ahead.
And what that's done is it's brought one of their hottest hitters and premier hitters, Riley Markia, back up to the plate, top of the order, 2 runners on. And Tane Slaughter coming right at Riley Markia here. Ball and 2 strikes. With an open base, Jerome Raumaki on deck. It's a tough one.
One fouls down the line off the dangerous mark here.
1 ball, 2.
Two squeeze plays on the innings. 5 runs. And a good finish by Slaughter, and he exhales because he's like, I was in control of this one. I came out with a 3-run lead, and then the Thunder sting for 5.
Yeah, well, they had to do it, didn't they? And Coach Stoddard coming up with a couple of big squeeze plays there. One during a power play, one during regular play. And really interesting to see the Bolts there, instead of taking, again, we'll revisit this one, taking an infielder out of the field during the power play as opposed to an outfielder. What are your thoughts?
Well, it opened up that squeeze play, just like you said, for the first batter for the Thunder there, McKesey, normally a power hitter, and he was able to exploited the opportunity to put it down, and it gave them a chance to get right back in the ball game quickly, didn't it?
Yeah, sure did. Just questioning the score down there, Coach Stoddard. It is 6 runs to 4, of course. Now, though, the Bolts got loaded bases of their own and the power play still in hand. And guess who's up?
And they've chosen. It's checking here. Fielder is missing.
Yep, the right fielder out of action here for the Thunder during the power play.
He's been the man of the moment so often. Cole Evans.
And really interesting here with the right field out of play. Look to see Josh Pettit work inside to Cole Evans. Doesn't want him to extend his hands and be able to drive the ball out into right field.
Third innings makes it so interesting, doesn't it? Starting with loaded bases.
I was just about to say, do you turn him loose here with 2 balls and no strikes? None away. I'm sure that's something that would have played into the coach's minds. Cole Evans taking all the way. 2 balls and a strike.
I wonder if he walks him here in the power play, he'll get 2 bases. And the Bolts will get 2 runs, just like that. So the patience of Evans pays off, and the Bolt. Boy, Reese, they've tied the ball game just like that.
Yeah, and that's why you don't turn him loose, doesn't it? Still got to come back with 3. Josh Pettit not able to get that drop ball on the inside corner there. Walking Cole Evans over to second. Tie game, 6-6.
The thing with this fastball 45 format, you just can't stop thinking, because if you do, or if you try not to be reactional with something, before you know it, one can score 5. Before you know it, Cole Evans gets a walk in a power play, and they tie the ball game 6-6. Pettit, perfect on the inside edge. Power play still in effect here for Reese Evans. 2 runners in scoring position here.
Oh, he's really making it tough on himself here. Josh Pettit, there's another walk. He's going to score another run. And 7 minutes remaining. Needs to get out of here, at least on a tie ball game, you'd have to think.
Up the middle. It's the brother Evans that does it as well. 1 scores 2 on the walk, and 1 scores 2 on the single up the middle. The Bolt have struck here hard in the bottom of the 4th innings. They now lead 8 runs to 6.
Here we see the Thunder now playing for a quick double play. They know that they need to get this inning started within another minute and 10 seconds. They brought one of their outfielders into the infield. And if I'm Coach Nathan Nukunuku here, you're just asking for a non-swing all the way around for another minute from the next 2 or 3 batters to wind this one down to under 5 minutes.
Yes, you're good.
Swinging it though this time, so 2 strikes here on Gibson. The time clock down the bottom here, 5:44. If it goes below 5, like Reese said, they will not start another innings. Bolt already have the lead, so they're in the box seat, that's for sure.
Yeah, you don't want to run into a double play, do you? And just allow potentially the Thunder to get back in, grab a couple of quick runs, declare, then 3 quick outs. A lot at stake here.
He does go down, does Gibson. Pettit's got to get in a hurry here. Needs another 2 outs.
That will bring to bat number 22.
The Bolts won last night. 6-5 came from behind. Tonight they've come from behind again.
Always been in control of this one, though, haven't they?
Big swing, big throw, goes here into centre field. The Bolt will take advantage, go all the way to third base on it.
Play from first to third. Thomas with a big overthrow.
Swing and a miss. Reese, there's a lot to play for. We know this game will be over once the Bolt are out here. However, you get a bonus point for within 2 runs. So if the Bolt can score one more run here, they can deny Wellington getting any points from this match.
Yeah, and they'll be conscious of who they want to play as well going into tomorrow. Of course, with 2 wins from 2 games, the Bolts we will see in the final tomorrow. Absolutely just trying to manipulate their opponent here. If they can get rid of Josh Pettit, it's a big rock out of their way.
Bench hitter Harrison Wildball will get a taste of the action now. Head coach Nuku looking to bleed in the youngster.
So that being said, with 3 minutes left, if you're Coach Stoddard, you're going to ask you guys to slow this down a little bit and potentially ask Pettit to pitch very, very carefully to these hitters to not allow that run.
That's the question. Is that the tactic you want to use, or the tactic maybe it's available to you, but
they can't win the game, right?
No, they can't.
They can't win the game, so they need to try and save themselves that bonus point. So with under 3 minutes remaining,
Wild ball, 2-2 count. And Pettit takes care of him anyway. And there goes the hooter. We'll wait for the official word from the umpire. But Reese Gaisley, mate, these Bolts, these Thunders, what a match.
yeah, it was, wasn't it? The Auckland Central Bolts, really, for mine, they were in control of that one right the way through. From the first inning, the mental areas from the Thunder into the second inning.
Bottom of 3, we won't start a new innings.
From McKessie.
Within 5 minutes, Bolts win. 8-3.
Oh, there you go, the Bolts. They will win this one. 8 runs to 6. It actually was the final score in it. You've got to give credit to the Thunder, scoring those 5 in the top of the third. But in the end, just not enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming back in a big situation. Your big guys doing the job. Paul Evans leading off that inning in the power play, drawing another walk. 4 walks and 4 at-bats we've seen from him in 2 nights. Everyone being really, really careful with him, aren't they?
Not the right time during a power play, though, because they gave up 2 runs. How about Tane Slaughter, the youngster, getting the start, mate? 49 pitches, 30 of them strikes.
Oh, fantastic. And he lived up to the billing, didn't he, Tane Slaughter? Stood up when he was asked to. In place of Twigden, who's generally considered their ace. Done a great job.
Well, that'll place the Bolts into the final. That'll be 2 p.m. come Sunday here. And we'll find out who they will play. That'll be decided by next, of course, the next game tomorrow here. Anyway, that'll do us with the Bolt and the Thunder, and it's the Bolt. They strike too much. 8-6, they win. Back with all the reaction in the interviews in just a short moment.
The Bolts are through to the National Fastball 45 final tomorrow with an 8-6 win against the Wellington Thunder. Player of the game comes from the bottom of the third, Rhys Evans, with a 2 RBI single, and that just ties it up nicely for them, doesn't it, Rhys?
Yeah, it was a huge play, wasn't it? There we see the drop ball on the inside half, driven up the middle. Rhys Evans coming around to score a pair. And really a huge point in this game.
Huge point of the game. It was a different sort of Bolt side tonight too, Rhys. Would be blunt, looked a lot tighter, didn't leave it till late. What was said after last night's loss to get you into this position tonight?
Yeah, I mean, we're just trying to, we notified that we're just going to go out there and try and make good contact and get on base for the next guy behind us. And yeah, just try and make good contact with the ball, put it in play and make the defense make the plays.
Looked like you guys had actually control of that game right from the start. Those guys made a couple of mental errors, I would say, in the first leading into the second inning, and you guys really capitalised on that. Yeah,
that just goes back to our same thing. We're just trying to put the ball in play and, you know, put the pressure on them.
How much have you changed in your approach to Fastball 45 since the beginning of the season?
Yeah, I mean, we figured out that defense wins games. So, I mean, we've tried really hard to turn double plays and you know, walk guys in situations where we can load the bases and try and get ourselves out of it with a double play.
You've got to give credit to Warren Stutter. Those couple of squeeze plays, particularly on the power play, seeing you take an infielder out, it was quite a smart play, huh?
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, there's two ways to do things, and they decided to do it like that. And I mean, if that works for them, that works for them.
But not tonight. Hey, who would you like to face tomorrow? Would you like to see the Thunder or Papanui? Would you like that classic north-south showdown?
Not too phased. I mean, both teams are really good hitting teams and both of them have really good pitching. So whoever it is, we'll front up and see what happens.
Feel good?
Yeah, feel good.
Real good. All right, we'll see you tomorrow, eh?
Cheers.
Okay, Rhys Evans with our player of the game, and how good was that? Well, the coach will be pretty happy. Nathan Nukunuku joins us right now. Don't run away, Nathan. It's only a microphone. Congratulations, coach. You'd be much happier with the performance tonight from as opposed to last night across the board.
I'm just happy to get a W. Like we're a ragtag bunch of group. We're the 4th ranked team, I believe, in the Auckland team, in the Auckland comp. We came through the Auckland comp, snuck through. We was lucky we got the win last night, and now we've come out and got another win. So
what was different tonight about the Bolts?
No, not much. We still, we just did the same thing. We went out, that was the plan. We said do what we did last night. So the guys in the bottom order obviously stepped up for us again. We've only got a couple really quality hitters on our side, and the rest of the guys are reserve grade players. They've come from reserve grade games today. And look, they're beating the best in New Zealand.
Mate, you're playing the great underdog card here. Oh, he's just reserve grade players. We're doing okay.
Yeah, it's classic speech, isn't it? But hey, what I was really interested in, mate, is when in the power play, taking an infielder out as well. Obviously, just trying to stay out of a big inning. I would say, as trying to get a double play, as opposed to giving up in the park home run.
Yeah, well, as a coach, we've sort of identified we want to go home on that scenario. We want to try and go home and then put the ball in the catcher's hand, let him make the secondary throw, because the second out doesn't need to be made at first, right? It can be made anywhere. So as long as we get it here, then he's got the view of everywhere else he can go through.
I really liked that. I thought it was nice trying to stay out of that, but especially only up 2, trying to stay out of a big one. So nice one.
A lot of coaches saying it's all about the third inning. Is it all about the third inning for you?
It has been for us in the last 2 games. That's where we've come back and won. The power play is a big play in this form of the game, and look, the last couple of times I've sort of strapped up and gone out there, but we scored runs enough to our top of the order come up in our power play so we could go with them.
I know you love Fastball 45, and you've had some play with the rules as we all are trying to evolve the game to what is a very, very good product. What are you liking more about it as the season has evolved?
I just like the new thinking, right? We're just the evolution of our game. Watching the Wellington team, there was 5 infielders. You know, they had it there so no one could steal. They had it there so you could do the double play. So then as hitters, you go, okay, well, how can I hit the ball to the outfield? So then it sort of adds more to training, if anything, for all of our athletes, upskill all of us. So
it's constant, right?
Yeah,
it's constant for you as a coach, for your guys on the infield. I just love watching how you guys are all attacking the game from the coaching point of view as well.
Yeah, a couple more rules though to spice it up for the coaches would be probably cool. But it's a work on.
All right, just one final thought. Choose to bat tomorrow?
Oh, well, we don't even get a choice of this one. I might let them, whoever wins, they can choose, and we'll just go with the other one.
Wow. All right, Nathan, congratulations. You're in the final tomorrow. Love the confidence, buddy. The Bolts are into the final. Who will they face? Well, we'll find out. The women first tomorrow. It'll be the Raiders and the Hornets, and it's pretty much a hard road for the Raiders now. But tomorrow, just quickly look at the That's the points table. It's all to do for the Kutuku Raiders. But tomorrow for the men, this game tomorrow, the Tigers and Thunder straight out semi-final. Who will face the Bolts? You will find out, because as you see, Bolts, two wins, 1 point each for the Thunder and the Tigers. Who wins tomorrow in the semi-final? Thunder, Tigers.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Thunder. I think Josh Pettit's going to come back pretty strong tomorrow. And with that batting lineup that they've got, Jerome Raumaki, Riley Markia and the likes, I think they're going to be too strong.
Big day tomorrow, though, because we're on air from 11 o'clock. Women up first. All to play for. Who will be in the grand final tomorrow from 1 and then 2 in the afternoon? Find out right here, live on Sky Sports, because you got to love Fastball 45.
Soft to one second, then off.